Welcome to a brand new episode of Teachers Glasses presents Bollywood Talkies with Outlook. I'm your host, Mitrujit Bhattacharya, and tonight my guest is an MC, TV host, model, and now a poster girl of new age movies and web series. Also, a socially aware citizen and a good friend of mine, Kubbra Sait. Welcome to Teachers Glasses presents Bollywood Talkies with Outlook.
Hi! That was such a wonderful welcome, especially considering the fact that for many, many years of my career, and I'd just like to add successful career as a host, you've been a part of that long, extensive journey, like literally me finding my wings and I think the courage to say whatever I want, and to have my client have my back. I think I've come through that, metamorphosis of hosting. And it's such a pleasure to hear you say these wonderful things about me. It's like, yay, I've really done something good.
Okay, we go. You acted in just 4 or 5 episodes in Sacred Games Season 1 as Cuckoo, and the rest is history. How did Sacred Games happen? And did you know how your life would change post release of Sacred Games?
Well, yes. The answer is that, those 4 or 5 episodes and, those 4 or 5 scenes became to kind of dominate the story I'm going to tell in my future. I knew it was something that was unique. I knew it was different. I knew it was intriguingly special. But I did not know it's going to leave such a huge mark. It's going to leave such an impression on people's minds. It's going to make people question my sexuality, my gender, and the rights of the LGBTQI community. I think it is amazing what that part did for me. Of course, I'm going to be forever so indebted, but I think it also has left me with this tattoo of a sort saying, are you ever going to break out of this? Ever? Is there going to be another thing that is going to be remembered for as long as Cuckoo has been, or for as long as Cuckoo is going to be remembered? So yeah, but I think I'm just going to let it be and we'll figure it out as we go.
Take us to the process of maybe around the release, 24 hours to the release and 24 hours post release. What was going on in your mind? Did you catch the show the first minute, or did you not see it? So what happened?
So I think I'll have to trace a few more days before the 24-hour mark.
Sure.
There was a what's it called? The premiere of
right.
I was there, and then there was an after party. So, and I've not seen the show really. I've only gone and done the dub of the English parts. I've seen a couple of scenes, but that's that. I haven't seen the show, and I don't know what it's going to be like, and I'm just freaking out. And Anurag calls me and says, hey, you know what? Your phone is not going to stop ringing on the 6th of July at 5 p.m. And I am like, dude, this guy's just being nice to me again. Like, what does he say? And he's like, that's what's going to happen. Mark my words. So I said, cool, I will. And now on the 6th of July, which is the release date, I'm sitting on my couch and I don't have the himmat. So I can see the Netflix logo, but I cannot hit the button play. I'm just unable to watch myself on screen and I'm freaking out. Around 3 o'clock, Anurag calls me to tell me 2 घंटे में तेरा life बदलने वाला है. And I'm like, I haven't had the guts to watch it yet. And he's like, I have no idea what I'm going to do to you, but I want you to hit the play button and watch it. And you will know what I'm saying in the next 2 hours. And I'm not kidding you. The second the character died, which is the beginning of the 5th episode. my phone has not stopped ringing. It has been on a constant buzz, and it's amazing. I mean, that moment defined, like, I was getting WhatsApp messages, I was getting tagged on Instagram posts, I was being mentioned and added on Twitter, I was receiving memes, I was being made memes of. It was amazing. Honestly, it was nothing close to anything I'd ever experienced before in my life.
And 20 different spellings of cuckoo were going all over the social media space.
K-O-O. But most people say K-U-K-K-O, and some of them say K-U-K. Oh my God, K-U-K-U also is there.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so everything was big with the series, the platform, the directors, the producers, co-actors. Talk about the experience of working with Anurag, Nawaz, and Saif, who you collaborated later in Jawani Janeman as well.
I think I have been extremely fortunate to work with these incredible minds. I mean, each one of them so enriched as personal beings. Anurag's mind is unstoppable. It's always ticking. He's always coming up with the next bright idea because he's so invested in every vertical of the project. It's amazing. And then you have the really elusive Nawazuddin Siddiqui, who's almost a chameleon, you know. I remember this conversation, which I find it so endearing to quote all the time. And that is, I remember there was a delayed shoot one day. So I said, let me go hang with Mr. Siddiqui. So I knock at his vanity van, I enter. And I'm like, sir, it's casual chat, right? It's polite conversation. So I'm like, साहब आप थक नहीं जाते इंतजार करके, आपको ऐसा बुरा नहीं लगता? And he said, मोहतरमा आप इसे इंतजार कह रही हैं, हम तो पता नहीं कितने सालों से, लगभग 25 साल से इंतजार ही किए जा रहे. And literally in that moment, I was like, I'm done. I'm leaving this vanity van. I'm not talking to you. You're too smart. You're too evolved for me. And then I meet this person who just exudes an aura. He's just accomplished in almost every vertical of his personal life. And that's Saif. He's well-spoken, he's charismatic, he's humble. He's polite to just everybody around him. He actually gives you the space to say something and shows you constantly that you belong to the project. And I think these were a few things that just blew my mind. And I think I'm just enriched now in, the little tanks of my life that I have, like, this curiosity of Anurag, this elusivity of Nawaz, and this charisma and enigma of the Saif Ali Khan. So I'm extremely blessed, I feel. These are great people. Was that a very long answer?
No, that's perfect. Did playing cuckoo help you to understand the transgender community better?
Yeah. I think, I don't know if we really need to understand anybody as much as we just need to begin with acceptance. You know what I mean? I don't need to understand somebody to feel compassionate and accepting to their individuality, I feel. So the only thing I took back home by playing cuckoo was that cuckoo was a woman. And it's so funny, I wasn't being knowledgeable or inspirational when I was saying that. But in the recent debates that happened with Daniel Radcliffe, the first line of his statement to his mentor is that a transgender woman is a woman. And I just spoke purely from a place of compassion, because
Right.
Kuku was stuck in a turmoil primarily based on her anatomy. but her association, her cognition was with being this insanely gorgeous, proud, sexy, confident woman. And that's who she was. So literally she wanted to be this person. And the only thing stopping her was her disconnect with her anatomy. And for me, literally a physical, sense of change was the easiest. Because I would imagine getting into the mind of someone should be much harder and much more laborious. But I found, so that's what I found as my...
Let's go back in time. You're a girl from Bangalore, shifted to Dubai after your basic education studies and started working in the corporate world, and as corporate as it gets in Microsoft. And so how, when and why the shift to Mumbai happened? And it's important to know because a lot of youngsters today are in the same boat and would like to know when and how to take a call if they have to take a call.
It's amazing because you'll always know. You always know. And there is this constant signal link that you'll receive from the universe in its own way. And I mean universe in the broadest sense, but I'm saying in the littlest things, like for example, when I was working at Microsoft, we had to make our own coffee at the pantry. So I knew if Chocos was over in a particular rack, I knew exactly where the supply was kept. And I said, that is too much familiarity with a job that I don't like. So I'm actually getting, I'm becoming too personal with this journey that I'm not enjoying very much. And imagine, you walk in for breakfast, you open the pantry, you know exactly where it's not this, you go to the other place. I'm like, that's too comfortable. I can't do this level of comfort. I need a challenge. And I think it was the challenge that drew me to Mumbai, because along with challenge, there was this dream. I, for some unexplained reason in my head, wanted to live in Bombay. I think it was one of the first places I wanted to run away from my house. And it was Bombay. So I think, so I think that's what happened. So it was the combination of a new challenge and a fulfillment of a dream that brought me to Bombay. And it was the year 2010. And the beauty was, I was again starting from the scratch. Because even in Dubai, I knew nobody, I had no job, I had nothing. I had to start from zero. And in Bombay as well, or Mumbai as well, I knew nobody, had no contacts. Everybody was connected via Facebook or people who knew people who knew people. And I was connected to them via email addresses.
What role did your mother play at this stage? Because we have seen her with you for the initial years of your career and she was the rock solid support for you. So what role does an immediate family member play? And in this case for you, it was your mother. So if you could just take us how she took reins of your career that way.
I think it's easy because without thought, you just trust family.
Right.
So I think that factors in, but I'm not going to discredit that situation or that greatness, but I kind of am. Because I think it also ends up drawing way too many complications.
Right.
And to the outside world, it would always seem as a convenient affair. And of course it is. But it also kind of brings its complications because it's so close to you and to the naked eye, it's not visible.
Right.
So there was a lot of work that we had to put in, and obviously over the last 2 years, our mom and I don't work together.
That's right.
when I say our mom, I mean Danish's and mine. We don't work together. See, the generosity of this woman is that she let go. And she said, it's fine, I'm going to give a hand over. And it was, stepping down with grace in a way. But I think it's amazing when, you actually can share your aspirations with a family member. But sometimes the lines are blurred. And that's what I've realized. Like there would be, not every day is the same and not every day is extraordinarily beautiful. So the days you hit the road hump or a barrier and you go like, I need answers because you're my manager.
Right.
And the emotion kicks in where she goes like, I'm your mother. That can be a complication, but that is so not commerce oriented as much as psychology oriented. So I think that was something that we needed to distance ourselves with. And here we are.
Super. Talk about your career as an MC and a host. A new city, a new project for a new client every single day. What are the challenges of the job? Share some highs, some lows, some funny moments of your MC job.
I remember so I chose anchoring because I was like, dude, I'm really good at speaking. I knew it was something that I was very confident of, my speaking skills. When I moved to Bombay, I knew I'd rather work on my strengths rather than trying to explore something I had never done. And acting is something I had never done. And I said it would be easier to move forward if I do something I'm good at. So that was one. That was the second one. 3, I already knew what I was earning in Dubai and I wanted to like start with a 25% pay cut. And I said, if I host and I can do 3 shows, I will still be able to make the money. That is 75% of my last one revenue. 4, I was like, it would be easier for me to scale up contacts from Bangalore and then link them to Bombay and then start. So it would kind of reduce the time taken. And 5, I genuinely loved the instant gratification that this job brought to me. I say, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. May I have a loud round of applause, please? And I know people are clapping, and that is my response that I have with my audience. And I was so thrilled to do it. It taught me to pack light because sometimes I would do 3 shows in a row, like in 3 different cities. So I would be like, हाँ, आपका show क्या है? शादी है. आपका show संगीत. आपका show corporate. No problem. So I have to pack 1 formal and 1 Indian formal so that I can wear it in the same outfit. And there was a time when I used to do my own makeup as well. So then what makeup I need, what jewelry I need. And there would be like this 1 bag that used to always be packed with my toiletries. So I had 2 sets of toiletries. And then I would be on the road. But then there was once this click when, for example, when I traveled to Barcelona. There was just this one moment when I said, I'm going to travel to Costa Brava. I'm going to dive. I'm going to stay there and then I'm going to come back. And I took my ticket like 3 days in advance so that I could be visiting, finish my show and come back. So I realized that through this job, I could take vacations and explore the world. Then I stopped relying on events to take a vacation. I started doing it on my own. I think that has added so much value to me as a person and through me, the job that I do or the profession that I'm in. So yeah, that has been pretty much my journey of hosting.
So what about paid to talk and what are the real challenges of an emceeing job? A lot of people may not know. They just, kind of feel that you have a teleprompter and you just read it out. So what are the key challenges?
Oh, for the first 7 years, and I've been doing this for like 10. For 7 years, there was no teleprompter, boss. You are nobody to ask for a teleprompter. Dare you even ask for it? Today you're still okay, you get a teleprompter. But even now, at the entry level of hosting, there's no teleprompter. So you either memorize your script or be smart enough to know what you are saying or doing. For God's sake, please do that. The pay is not that high. So if you're doing it for the money, please stop, turn around and figure something else out. Everything that you decide to earn happens over a minimum 3 to 5 year span. So you need to start with the lowest of the ranks and then add 5 years to it, or 3, minimum 3, because I think you even don't know what you sound like, because for the first 2.5, 3 years, you're sounding like other people. You don't even know what you sound like. Like, I remember I did not want to sound robotic like most female MCs at that point used to sound like. And it used to be like, "A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to the," you know what I mean? It was this sing song and there was this robust sound quality to it. And I wanted to just say like, "Hey everybody, good evening, how are we doing?" It was like talking to a person. Now, thank God that came to me because I'd done radio in Dubai, where I had to talk to people and not sound robotic, you know? So I tried to use as much knowledge as I had. And I think it's important that you figure out who you are, what your voice is, before you decide to do this professionally. And lastly, there are no shortcuts, man. And it's extremely important to celebrate a stage with 12 people as much as you will celebrate a stage with 12,000 people or 12 lakh people. Please imagine yourself to be doing a job that comes with your passion. It's very important that you do that. And yeah, that's it. And then keep talking and you'll get better at it each day.
Your filmic career started with small roles in Salman Khan's Ready and then in Sultan. How is it working in a Salman Khan film?
I love it. You're pampered as hell. For the first time, I received a mug with my name on it. I was like, get out. That is too special. Are you mad? Food is great. You get your own vanity van. Sometimes if you're lucky, you get your own TV. But I think it's just, what I simply mean to say is that there is a grandeur working with a Salman Khan. It's very easy, it's very chilled out. You know what I mean? You're not really making an effort, is how I feel. But I remember being perplexed and being really nervous and antsy when I was on a Anurag Kashyap set. Somehow I wanted to do my best. I did not want to let that man down for some reason. It was bizarre, but I just felt it, you know. You become sort of like nuanced in, you know, this noir film sort of a thing that happens to you when you're an Anurag Kashyap and you want to work harder, be more real. But then it also may be because I was in two different stages of my life during a Salman Khan film and a Anurag or a Nawaz, you know, ensemble. I think personally, I've been grateful to be a part of both. The Salman Khan, the Anurag. Like, I worked with a Rajat Kapoor, which was again a very small film where I was actually wearing Rajat's wife's saris because they fit the character and they fit me as a person. We had no makeup artist on the set, so I used to do my own makeup. Sometimes if I wore even this much makeup that I'm wearing right now, Rajat would be like, go inside, remove it and come back, right? You know, so there's like nothing on your face. And yeah, and then there is this one show that I'm doing right now, where I need to make my own coffee. But when you end up seeing like the output of the show, I think we both will be hugging each other and crying. Like, तुमने इतना बड़ा काम कर लिया types, you know. So I
So
think
that's being shot now,
yeah,
or
I'm shooting for that.
okay. Meanwhile, your journey in OTT had started even before Sacred Games,
Going
and
viral.
that continued with Rejects, TVF Tripling, The Verdict, State versus Nanavati, and then more recently, Illegal on Wood Select. Are you enjoying the OTT space?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. You know, there always used to be this thing saying, "Oh, अगर तुमने हीरो की बहन का रोल किया, तो तुम्हें सिर्फ हीरो की बहन का रोल मिलेगा types." And I think that was a cliche and a stigma that was attached to our Hindi industry.
That's right.
Oh, Indian industry.
Hmm.
You know, because Manorama never grew after a point from playing the mother in Rajnikant films or in Tamil films, you know. So I think that's all right. But with the OTT platform, like I was watching Raat Akeli Hai last night, and I realized a Don in one series can play a good cop in one series. And funnily, like even in Raat Akeli Hai, he's the cop who's shown his place. And it's so funny because in Sacred Games, Nawaz plays the gangster and Saif plays this guy who's told he doesn't do his job very well. Imagine how much there is to overlap and how much there is to learn. I'm allowed to like experiment with my craft with different sets of people. You know, if I had to only depend on movies, I may end up doing 2 movies a year. But with OTT, I think I can do much more. It's like having a Kindle on the go as compared to carrying like 5 books.
I want you to comment a line or two on Ranveer Singh, who you had collaborated during Gully Boy and even during the release of Gully Boy.
Needless to say, the world knows what a wonderful human being he is in general. But to me, he's wonderful. You know, I just feel in my head, I have forged this friendship with Ranveer. He is a very kind-hearted person who doesn't see situations, people, or a hierarchy to be a certain way. He just is, which I find endearing. He knows how to say no. Like, I don't want to be disturbed right now. He wouldn't care about, again, hierarchy, surrounding, nothing. And I think he is one of the bravest fashion voices that we have in our country. And I'm so grateful that I have his number on my phone and I can text him. I think that for me is wonderful.
What's happening with your next Netflix release, which is Dolly Kitty or Wo Chamakte Sitare? It was released last year in a festival, I think in Busan, right? So tell us a bit about what you can share at this moment about that one.
I'm quite excited about the film is because Alankrita Srivastava, who's my hero when it comes to women telling a story,
right,
did it so well with Lipstick Under My Burqa that when she called me for Shazia, I was just jumping. Secondly, it was a film that I received purely based on my work previously. And I was shooting for Verdict at that time, and then she called me over to have a chat with me. I get to work with Bhumi Pednekar in it. And I play, so most of my scenes are with Bhumi, and she's my friend in the film. What I love most about the character that I'm playing is that she's not afraid to be impulsive. She's extremely shrewd, which I find very interesting. I'm not a shrewd person, if you know me as a person, right? Like, you can't see the subtext, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not thinking something else and my eyes are not saying something else. It's always the same. So I found it very interesting to play this character called Shazia in the show, in the film. And I'm really happy that it's coming on Netflix. I was actually jumping because it was Netflix.
Superb. Your brother Danish is doing very, very well.
Yes.
He's based out of Bangalore. Do you follow his work closely, and do you meddle with his career as with sisterly advice, or you guys have your own workspace and leave each other at that?
We are very different people. That is something that I have realized over and over the years that we have been in the business, and even otherwise, we're very different people. Do I follow his career closely? I think I'm the only one who gets to see his videos before any of you get to see his videos. So it's very, very close. Sometimes I get to see the script. So I am one of those very lucky.
So does he make it a point to share with you for your feedback and advice, or he's just sharing with you because you're closest to him?
Both. Sometimes he sends it to me and he waits till I respond. Or he will send me like 10 messages saying, see it. So then I know he wants feedback.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just sends it and I know I've seen it. That's it. And there's really no interaction about it. But I know I get to laugh first before the rest of the nation does, or the rest of the world does. That's one. Do I give him advice? I once did and it failed. So now I don't give it until I'm asked for it. But I also do understand that he's very sensitive as a human being. He still gets affected by the yeas and the nays. I know he's working very hard to change that mindset, because I think the more and more things you do and the more and more you're out there for public consumption, you get used to that. Your mind starts to reconfigure.
Right.
So I think he's reconfiguring his settings. And that's that.
Any role portrayed by someone else on screen that you felt if it had come your way, you would have done differently?
Ooh, differently, I don't know yet. Because I don't have a method or a plan. Wait, let me give you the first 3 things that come to my mind. Okay. I would have loved to play the part that Radhika plays in Raat Akeli Hai. I would love to be one of the girls in 4 More Shots.
Which one?
Oh, I can't. No, I think I'm a bit of all of them. But I love Shayoni's character.
Okay.
She's so good in it. And if I could go back in time and play a Shah Rukh Khan's heroine, I would love to do that.
Okay, that's a good answer. Any actor you look up to?
I look up to Ranveer. Needless to say, he seems to become the character that he plays. I was watching Raat Akeli Hai yesterday, as we were saying, and I don't know if I have been more enamored by a character as I was by Swanand Kirkire. He was so amazing that you can't help but look up to him. Manoj Bajpayee. There is more enigma to the man than there is to the actor, which I find so amazing. And I think I would get a kick up my butt if I didn't mention Nawaz. Oh, and I should mention female actors too, right?
Yes.
I don't know why I was giving you male actors. Okay, so I'll give you female actors. I would have said Kangana a while ago. Maybe still, actually. Not a fan of the person, but an extremely crazy cheerleading fan of the craft. Tapsi, Bhumi, Ila Arun, Shabana Azmi, Konkana Sen Sharma, Kalki. I think there are so many people because they all are so different.
Any director you are dying to work with?
Sanjay Leela Bhansali, Abhishek Kapoor, Shujit Sarkar. I want to be directed by Vijay Maurya.
Okay. Any recent watch on OTT that you have loved other than Raat Akeli Hai, which you just mentioned?
Oh, I've been watching a lot of documentaries, and there was this documentary that was recommended to me about 2 years ago. and I saw it recently, but it's on Netflix now, and it's called Three Identical Strangers.
Okay.
Amazing. It's a short documentary film, about an hour and 20 minutes long or something. Outstanding.
Okay.
And as the name says, it's about three identical strangers or triplets. The happiest documentary that I've watched in recent times has been Very Ralph. Highly recommend it. It is happy as hell. I watched Shakuntala Devi. I loved it.
Okay.
I'm not somebody who's, going to talk about technicalities of the film, not
Right.
about it. But as a daughter, I related to that film because it shows that moms are flawed, but they were doing the best that they could.
Right.
And that resonated with me as a person.
Right.
I watched Breathe. I enjoyed Breathe. Illegal because it's my show. Please watch it. Jawani Janeman as well. It's on Amazon Prime. No, but yeah, these are some of the shows that I've shot. Oh, and there's one of my most favorite show, which I highly recommend. It's called Abstract.
Abstract. Yeah. An aspect of your life that I want to touch upon is your social media presence. You speak your mind and never is the one to hold back your opinion on issues that matter for the society at large. How do you see the role of social media in the life of a movie star?
In the life of a movie star, essential. But sometimes I believe on a personal level, it's not important for me to now say anything about anything. Or everything about everything. Because I think if I'm tired as a human being, then I can't deliver professionally. And I find social media sometimes to be draining. Like if you go and see, I haven't made a post in like the last few days. But that's because I have been at home and I am nursing a sick cat. I don't have the energy in me personally to go out there and tell you my last holiday, my last throwback, what I ate for breakfast and what I am wearing today. I just don't have it in me to do that. So personally, I think everybody should take a detox from it. Professionally, if you must, then you should.
Okay. One life learning for all struggling actors, particularly women, from someone who has worked her way up on her own in this mad, bad world of movies where the stakes are high.
If you do think that you are struggling, then please turn around and go back. What you love to do shouldn't make you struggle. You should find your safety jacket. You should find your life jacket, basically, is what I'm saying. You'll find it in more ways than one. You'll find it in more opportunities than one. Please learn how to say no when you feel it is a no. No one compels you. Your career is not the most important thing in your life. You are the most important aspect of your life. There's nothing called big and small. So whoever's telling you, okay, that is big, that is small, please, there is no big or small in this. You always have to start from the smallest piece of paper and then build your canvas. Lastly, I think, as I said, even for anchoring, there's no shortcut. You have to have the hard work that goes in. So hard work is not necessarily going and doing the number of projects that you do, but also how you conserve your energy and mindfully channel your career. I think that's hard work too.
Lot has changed and nothing has changed over the years. The way the movie industry works. Your take. Lot has changed or nothing has changed?
I think a lot of progress has been made towards the change.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Is it enough? No. Can we go many more miles? Yes.
In what areas, if you could just say that, what would you want to have the industry adopt if it's a constructive criticism?
I think, as I said in my previous answer, there is no big, small, and there is no, oh, you're an OTT actor and you're a movie actor and you're a TV actor. I think you are an actor. I think if those divides in general and those labels in general started diminishing, we would actually perform as one fraternity. What I loved most, I know I think I'm having a hangover of Raat Akeli Hai, or let me talk about Arya as well. But the lead actors of the show, Shishmita and Nawaz, thanked every single co-star, thanked every technician on the show via social media. It creates a democracy between people who work together, which I think is fairly absent today. We still operate from hierarchy. I think if that goes away, we would come a long, long way.
Now, a Kubbra Sait memoir on the cards. Any sneak peek on that? And why write a memoir so early? You have a long way to go.
I am old. Now, if you ask me how old am I, I'm going to say not 50.
I'm saying, okay, first, why did you decide to write a memoir? And anything which we can expect, what's going to be covered in that?
Oh, I wanted to write a memoir because, why? Because I was bored in the lockdown. I wanted to make something out of it. But I didn't want to do like just a thing. So I reached out searching for a ghostwriter. And then my calls made me speak with Jay and Smita from Jacaranda Literary Agency. And I told them, said, I need a ghostwriter. And they said, are you crazy? You are writing your book. I was like, this is the first call. What is wrong with you ladies? You don't even know if I can write. They were like, I promise you, you can write. And I promise you, you will have a publisher by the end of this year. And we will release the book next year. And I think it was really their vision. And then I said, okay, cool. Let me attempt writing something. I wrote it. I sent it to them. They shared it with Harper. Harper was happy to be on board. And now we're writing a book.
Immediate agenda after the extended break now.
Oh, I want to get back to work. I really want to get back to work. I'm really excited about my new series. And I can't wait to go back on set and shoot.
We are coming towards the end of the interview. I will ask you just one word answers. Favorite city in the world?
Paris.
Holiday destination?
Philippines. No, Maldives.
Places on your bucket list?
Oh, Galapagos, Palau Island, Belize, Zimbabwe, and I want to visit Japan again.
Favorite restaurant in the world?
Oh, Gaucho. You get very good steaks.
2020 seems like a ...
2020 seems like the year of revelations.
2021 will be ...
A new leaf turned over.
Thank you, Kubbra Sait, for talking to me on Teachers Glasses Presents Bollywood Talkies with Outlook. Stay safe. See you on the other side of the break.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The premiere of
Right.
I was there. And then there was an after party. So, and I've not seen the show. Really, I've only gone and done the dub of the English parts. I've seen a couple of scenes, but that's that. I haven't seen the show and I don't know what it's going to be like. And I'm just freaking out. And Anula calls me and says, hey, you know what? Your phone is not going to stop ringing on the 6th of July at 5 p.m. And I am like, dude, this guy's just being nice to me again. Like, what does he say? And he's like, that's what's going to happen. Mark my words. So I said, cool, I will. And now on the 6th of July, which is the release date, I'm sitting on my couch and I don't have the himmat. So I can see the Netflix logo, but I cannot hit the button play. I'm just unable to watch myself on screen and I'm freaking out. Around 3 o'clock, Anurag calls me to tell me 2 घंटे में तेरा life बदलने वाला है. And I'm like, I haven't had the guts to watch it yet. And he's like, I have no idea what I'm going to do to you, but I want you to hit the play button and watch it. And you will know what I'm saying in the next 2 hours. And I'm not kidding you. The second the character died, which is the beginning of the 5th episode, my phone has not stopped ringing. It has been on a constant buzz and it's amazing. I mean, that moment defined, like I was getting WhatsApp messages, I was getting tagged on Instagram posts, I was being mentioned and acted on Twitter. I was receiving memes, I was being made memes of. It was amazing. Honestly, it was nothing close to anything I'd ever experienced before.